It's winter outside, it's freezing, snow is falling, and this is the perfect time to cold smoke fish. Today, I'm making cold smoked coho salmon and brown trout right here at home. Real cold smoke, not cooked fish. The key rule is simple. Keep your smoker under 70 degrees Fahrenheit. If you do that, the fish stays silky, rich, and buttery, and the smoke flavor goes deep. In this video, I'll show you the whole process: thaw, fillet, cure, rinse, soak, dry, cold smoke, rest, and then a real taste test. Alright, let's start from the beginning. After my last fishing trip, I cleaned these fish, vacuum sealed them, and froze them. So today, I'm pulling them out of the freezer and bringing them inside. I let them thaw overnight in the fridge. Winter is honestly the best season for this. When it's cold outside, it's much easier to keep your smoker temperature low. And low temperature is everything for cold smoking. Cold smoking is different from hot smoking. Hot smoking cooks the fish. Cold smoking is more like flavor plus drying. So temperature control is the whole game. Next morning, knife time. I sharpen my knife really well because clean cuts matter. I'm going to fillet the fish, but here's a little trick. I don't separate the fillets completely. I leave the two sides connected at the tail. That way I can hang the fish in the smoker. And when the fish is hanging, smoke can wrap around it from every angle. In my opinion, it smokes more evenly than when it's laying flat on a rack. Once the fillets are off, I remove the rib bones and then I pull the pin bones. For the pin bones, I use tweezers and just take my time. When you're done, run your fingers over the meat. If it feels smooth, you're good. Quick gear check. You don't need anything fancy, but a few things really help. A sharp knife, tweezers, a container, a rack, a fan, and a thermometer. A thermometer is huge because cold smoke is all about staying under that temp. Now we cure. My cure is simple. 2 parts salt, 1 part sugar. For 2 fish like this, I use about 1 cup of salt and half a cup of sugar. Regular table salt is fine. Sea salt is fine too. Mix it well so it's evenly combined. Why sugar? Sugar balances the salt and helps the surface color later. It doesn't make the fish sweet. It just rounds everything out. And here's another important detail. I cure the fish on a rack inside a container. You want the liquid to drain away, because if the fish sits in that salty liquid, it can turn out too salty and uneven. So I set a rack in the container. Anything works. A wire rack, a grill rack, even a little DIY setup. As long as the fish is lifted up and the liquid can drip down. Now I season the fillets with the cure. I cover the meat side generously, and I also sprinkle a little on the skin side. If you want a cool texture and faster curing, you can score the meat. Just make shallow cuts like stripes, not all the way through. Later it slices into beautiful portions. Once it's covered, into the fridge it goes. I cure for 12 hours. That's my sweet spot. If you like it saltier, you can go 14 or 15 hours. If you want it lighter, 8 to 10 hours works too. I don't recommend going over 24 hours. And yes, if it's winter and your garage is basically a refrigerator, you can use that. But for salmon and trout, I prefer the fridge just to keep everything safe and stable. 12 hours later, you'll see a lot of liquid in the bottom of the container. That means the cure did its job. Now we rinse. I take the fish to the sink and rinse it really well under cold running water. If you scored the fish, make sure you rinse between the cuts too. After rinsing, I soak the fish in fresh cold water for 30 minutes to an hour. This step pulls out extra salt. Here's a trick. After 30 minutes, you can slice a tiny piece and taste it. If it's still too salty, keep soaking a little longer. Every 10 or 15 minutes, I move the fish around a little bit so the water can do its job. Then I take it out and it's time for the step that makes or breaks cold smoked fish. Drying. You do not want to smoke wet fish. Wet fish collects harsh smoke and can taste bitter. So I put the fillets on a rack, skin side down, meat side up, and I use a fan. You can dry for 1 to 2 hours minimum, but in winter I like to dry it overnight, about 8 to 10 hours. If you don't have a good place for a fan, another option is the fridge. Put the fish on a rack, uncovered, and let it sit. It dries slower, but it works. By morning, the surface gets slightly tacky. That tacky layer is called a pellicle. That's exactly what we want. The pellicle helps smoke stick evenly. and it helps you get that beautiful color. Honestly, at this point, the fish already smells amazing. If you dried it longer, you could even eat it as cured fish. But we're going for that smoky flavor today. Now, smoker set up. My goal is true cold smoking, so I keep the temperature under 70 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 21 degrees Celsius. I'm using a pellet smoker that has a smoke mode. On smoke mode, it creates smoke without pushing the temperature too high. But even then, you still have to watch your temperature. If it's sunny or warm, the smoker can climb. That's why winter is perfect. And it's also why I use a little trick. I put snow into the drip pan. Snow works like a cold buffer. In summer, I would use a pan of ice. Now, pellets. For salmon and trout, I like lighter woods. Alder is classic. Apple is great. Cherry is great. I usually avoid heavy hickory for long cold smokes because it can overpower the fish. Alright, pellets are in, smoker is on. And here's a quick tip, don't put your fish in right away. Let the smoker run for about 5 minutes first. The first heavy smoke can taste bitter. Once the smoke looks clean and steady, then you load your food. Now I hang the fish by the tail because I left that connection earlier. If you can't hang it, you can lay it on racks, but hanging is my favorite. And now we wait. For cold smoking fish, I go 6 to 8 hours. I want the smoke flavor to really move into the meat. While it smokes, I check the temperature once in a while. If it starts climbing, I add more snow or ice, and I make sure the smoker is out of direct sun. A couple hours in, you'll already see color, but if you want that deep golden finish, give it the time. Alright, it's evening now, it's dark, it's cold, and the smoker has been working all day. Let's check it out. Look at that color, deep golden, glossy, firm. And the best part, it's not cooked, that's cold smoked fish. Now, you can eat it right away, but I'll be honest, it tastes even better after it rests. My best recommendation is to vacuum seal it and let it sit in the fridge for 12 to 24 hours. During that rest, the smoke flavor mellows out and spreads through the fish. The texture also gets even better. If you don't have a vacuum sealer, just wrap it tightly in plastic wrap and refrigerate it. Resting is the secret final step. Tonight I'm too excited, but I'm still going to wrap it and refrigerate it. Tomorrow morning, we do the real taste test. Next day. This is my favorite way to eat it. Toast, butter, and a thick slice of cold smoked salmon. Coffee on the side, simple, perfect. Look at the texture as it slices. Smooth, clean, like something you'd pay a lot of money for. And remember, this is fish. You caught yourself. Great Lakes, Coho, and brown trout. That's a different level. Also, salmon and trout are packed with omega-3s, so it's not just delicious, it's good fuel. Serving ideas: bagel with cream cheese, scrambled eggs, a simple salad, or just slice it and snack on it straight. And if you don't have fish from the lake, you can still do this method with store-bought salmon. Costco salmon works great, just keep it cold, keep it clean, and follow the same steps. One more thing before we finish. I always portion the fish and vacuum seal it. That way I can grab a piece anytime. It keeps great in the fridge, and you can also freeze portions for later. When you thaw it, do it slowly in the fridge. Alright, quick recap. Thaw overnight, cure 12 hours, rinse and soak, dry until tacky, cold smoke under 70 degrees for 6 to 8 hours, rest overnight, and enjoy. That's my winter cold smoked coho and brown trout. If you try this recipe, let me know how it turns out. And if you want more fishing and cooking videos like this, subscribe to the channel. More recipes are coming. See you in the next one.